the morning to you, dear listener. It's 32 FM 94.9. Top of the morning to you. It's time for your early morning tonic, the Break of Dawn newspaper review on 32 FM 94.9. I am CHIKE OGBOGU.
Good morning, dear listener. I am Olutayo Ogunade.
All right, with me this morning, I have the Punch newspaper, the Nation newspaper, and the Daily Post newspaper this morning.
And I'll be taking the Guardian Premium Times Daily Trust newspaper.
All right, starting off straight with the front page of the Punch newspaper this morning. Headline there, lead story, PDP crisis, aggrieved governors report Atiku to BOT, list peace conditions with these riders, ex-VP reneged on post-primary promise to Wike London deal. That's coming from a source as Wike moves against Atiku's ally. The lists Omeha as ex-governor. Atiku will shock Nigerians, win with 7 million votes margin. Ayu boasts. More headlines from the Punch newspaper this morning. Kogi claims Obajana plant ownership. Dangote MAN kick. 82-year-old French writer wins Nobel Prize in Literature as court rules on ASU's appeal out of court settlement fails. More headlines from the Punch newspaper. Federal government reviews rail security. Buhari meets freed hostages. Budget. Reps justify 8.4 trillion naira borrowing, 6.3 trillion naira debt servicing. That's on page 20 of the Punch newspaper. And two more stories from here. This picture on the front page of the Punch newspaper. Excitement as Tinubu returns from UK, prepares for campaigns. Abuja petrol scarcity persists. Federal government blames Kogi flood. Ogun tanker chased by miscreants explodes. 3 killed. 12 vehicles burnt. And lastly, Ogun monarch allegedly blinds trader for dancing with queen.
Well, let's take a look at Premium Times newspaper, and we have this one here as the first. How Nigerian government's intervention improves healthcare delivery in Nasarawa. Fuel subsidy. Reps reject federal government's 3.36 trillion naira proposal for 2023, sets 1.17 trillion naira as spending limit. AAC, ABGA orders to field candidates only in some states. APC, PDP maintain dominance. And of course, from here, Tinubu returns to Nigeria. Buhari visits freed Kaduna train passengers. Flooding responsible for Abuja fuel scarcity. Regulator says, soldier killed while mediating in herders farmers clash. Senate committee gives Code of Conduct Bureau 2 weeks to settle internal crises. Manufacturers' body criticizes Kogi government's closure of Dangote Cement's Obajana plant, seeks federal government intervention. 2023 INEC deploying technology to ensure Nigerians' votes count. Yakubu, federal government declares Monday public holiday. Troops capture 79 terrorist collaborators, rescue 2 Chibok girls. DHQ.
All right, from the Nation newspaper this morning, front page lead story, Buhari to military, replicate Northeast feat nationwide with the rider. President visits rescue train passengers as train services in Abuja Kaduna route return soon. Okay, we have here from the Nation this morning, Ngige accuses Jega of bias in federal government ASU face-off. And more from here, Lai Mohammed, PDP clash over corruption claim. 2023 budget, reps OK 8.437 trillion naira new borrowing plan. Ethiopia suspends visa on arrival policy. Rivers Assembly delays Omeha as ex-governor. More here, Aisha Buhari, Wike for conference. Okay, and here, okay, there's the university wanting to take him some award. Okay, I am happy to be back, says Tinubu, as more headlines from here. October 10th is public holiday. These are some headlines from the Nation newspaper.
Look at Daily Trust newspaper. Discordant tunes over ceiling of Dangote cement in Kogi. Meningitis kills 56 in 32 states. FCT. Security beefed up at National Assembly as Buhari presents 2023 budget today. 13 dead, 12 missing in Zamfara Kano accident. How food poisoning has sent some Nigerians to early graves. That's what we have here. 23 freed train passengers reunite with families after meeting President Buhari. And yet Shetima Oshomole APC bigwigs welcome Tinubu from London. Buhari visits freed train passengers in Kaduna Hospital. Yaya Bello rides Kano to flooded Kogi communities.
All right, from the Daily Post this morning, President Buhari makes case for return of stolen assets, artifacts. Ekiti State University, you'll be sanctioned if you breach rules. That's coming from the Vice Chancellor of the school as he warns fresh students. More headline here, prayer consultant dupes accountants 277,000 naira in Adamawa State. 2022 World Cup will be my last. That's coming from Lionel Messi. Poverty motivated me to audition for the BB Niger. That's White Money revealing there, saying he never wrote WAEC. Court sentences man to 16 years jail term for terrorism in Kogi State. More from the Daily Post this morning. Ogun Court nullifies Abiodun Akinode's emergence as APC reps candidate. More here, and two more here. Atiku appoints Ologbodinyo as campaign spokesperson. And lastly, from the Daily Post this morning, more from this, we have Rivers government withdraws criminal charges against Rotimi Amechi and Toyin Cole. These are some headlines from the Daily Post.
From The Guardian, before we go on our first commercial break, APC unsure of campaign flag off as Adamo insists on party supremacy over PCC. PDP governors are the ones giving the party headache, says Naji. Stakeholders seek training, better pay as world celebrates teachers. Regulation policy frustrates 14,120 megawatts hydropower. That's from The Guardian. We're going on a first commercial break. We'll be back.
Mother's love is unconditional. Nothing serves this love better than a bowl of Indomie. So, show some love with Indomie.
Zumbo, why are you going looking like you want to beat somebody? See me see trouble, oh. I beg, see waiting I order. See waiting then deliver, give me. It resemble. And I don't pay online. Chai, now why I like to buy on Jumia? I feel return waiting I buy for free within 7 days after it has been delivered to me. And you tell me before, oh. Now Jumia I go to buy from now. But first, that's in apparel. Now me and you today. Zumbo. Enjoy the peace of mind that comes with free returns when you shop on Jumia. Terms and conditions apply. Jumia, your everyday delivered.
Hello, where are you?
I'm coming. I'm very close.
Quick, we're going for a full spa session afterwards. My treat.
Spa indeed. You that complained of being broke just last week.
Well, that was before I won a 150,000 naira gift card in the Zenith Better Life promo season 2.
That's right. Zenith Bank is giving away gifts worth 150,000 naira each to 20 lucky customers every 2 weeks in the Zenith Better Life promo season 2. To qualify, open a Zenith Bank account and maintain a minimum of 5,000 naira for a month. Request, collect, and activate your Zenith Bank debit card, physical or virtual. Then register for *966# or Zenith Mobile Banking. What's more, 5 mega winners also get gifts worth 500,000 naira every quarter. This promo is open to new and existing account holders from February 1st, 2022 to January 31st, 2023. Terms and conditions apply. Zenith Bank, in your best interest.
Get up and go, 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 go. With Countdown Choco, go, go, go. Get up and, get up and, get up and go. No matter what you're gonna do, do it. Countdown Choco, where the rich must earn for vitality. Get up and go. Stay strong, save the world, take action. Get up and go.
chocolate with Vitarich Plus Iron.
Big mommy, add that bokoto we go senior school. Put 2 roundabout. Anoint the package with that slim thick shaki and
Uncle, no vexo. Which teeth you want use eat all this orishi? That your teeth will be like where motor jam truck. You know they worry you again.
that one na before. All thanks to the new Close-Up Complete Fresh Protection.
That's right. The new Close-Up Complete Fresh Protection toothpaste gives you complete oral protection with fluoride and antibacterial zinc to keep your teeth strong, prevent tooth holes, and fight bacteria.
Please have to go buy my own new Close-Up Complete Fresh Protection toothpaste.
Close-Up Complete Fresh Protection for your important oral care needs. Available in a blue gel.
32 FM 94.9.
Welcome back from the commercial break. 32 FM 94.9. Thank God it's another beautiful Friday. That's what you say, TGIF. I'm Olutayo Ogunade. It's the paper's review.
And I'm CHIKE OGBOGU. Tayo, the city boy is back.
Yeah.
All right, the headline here from the Punch newspaper says Tinubu returns from UK, prepares for campaigns. There was jubilations in the camp of the presidential candidate of the All Progressives Congress, Asiwaju Bola Tinubu, on Thursday when he returned to the country. While he was away, reports were suggesting that Tinubu was ill and could be receiving medical attention in London. The situation forced the candidate and his handlers to release a series of photographs and videos to dispel the rumor of his ill health. Elated party chiefs and loyalists were at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport in Abuja on Thursday to receive Tinubu. They were led by the returning with his running mate, Senator Kashim Shettima, and a former APC national chairman, Adams Oshomole, and others. Well, the story and the headline there says Tinubu returns from UK. While at the airport, what we're hearing was the city boy. City boy is back.
You know, Tinubu himself said something yesterday. He said, "Your hope is back." All right. I mean, that was what he declared as he,
the hope of those that came to visit him.
Alighted from the aircraft, yesterday. I don't know, but he said your hope is back. You can't. I mean, give it to Asiwaju Bola Tinubu. He's a newsmaker. He's not been around, and there's been so much noise around. I'm not suggesting anything, but obviously, we can. Can we have the campaign now?
Well, it depends on the party. Now that he's back, like Festus Keyamo said yesterday morning. On TV, he says campaigns will start as soon as the city boy gets back, and the manifesto will be released to the public, and the city boy will give a statement. Well, I call him the city boy because that's what his party faithfuls call him, the city boy.
All right.
Yesterday, he dressed like a city boy while alighting from the aircraft. The turtleneck and the suit, and he was looking all dead, man.
I won't say anything. All right, but Asiwaju is back, and so we can have the campaign started. But some just feel that the delay tactic is being used by these parties is because there is nothing to really campaign about. Because, I mean, by now, we should have issue-based campaign already. We have Prof already with us in the studio, but we'll just leave some time for him to join in the conversation. The House of Representatives has passed the medium-term expenditure framework and set a ceiling for spending on the controversial fuel subsidy. The lawmakers put a spending cap of 1.7 trillion naira for the 2023 fiscal year against the 3.3 trillion naira proposed by the federal government. A fuel subsidy reps reject federal government's 3.36 trillion naira proposal for 2023, set 1.7 trillion naira as spending limit.
They're trying to be very prudent, as you can see, and looking at the amount of money, the humongous amount of money Nigeria, the country, or the federal government will be borrowing to service the budget. It behoves on the lawmakers to see how prudent they can be, pruning it down to that. I hope it is real, and I hope that they won't want to increase it later on, calling it a supplementary. What do you call it now? There's this word I want to use: a supplementary addition to that budget. But let's see what happens, and I hope it won't be padded this time around.
Well, the question is still, what is subsidy? Do we still even believe in this subsidy? Prof, good morning to you.
Yes, good morning. Sorry, just to weigh in top of the day, of course, what is subsidy? There are two elements to subsidy. There's the corrupt element and there's the actual element. So the question is, how do we determine which is the corrupt? How do we determine which is the, the actual element? And that's the problem with subsidy. And that's why people are saying just scrap the whole thing, so that the good goes, the bad goes with the good. As to the budget itself, you see, the problem I have with this budget is that this government is going to be there for 6 months or less than 6 months. They're out of so 5 months. So they're projecting really for a government that will come in after them. So there's still going to be another budget, whichever way you see it, even if it's not going to be a full budget. Because part of the issue is that we have a National Assembly that doesn't scrutinize. We have a National Assembly that is pally-pally, or paddy-paddy, if you may use that expression, with the executive. And that's not their job. Their job is not to backslap. Their job is to scrutinize, to open up, and to be constructive friends, so that we get the best for the country. But unfortunately, we're not getting that. So we're all the best as far as the budget is concerned. But maybe the National Assembly will suddenly, in their last hurrah, will rise to the occasion.
All right, before you came in, Prof, we're talking about the return of the city boy.
Well,
amid all speculation.
Well, it's been called city boy today. I must say that many people, including myself, actually thought that it was, the end was near. It's in the hands of God, not everybody's hands. But many people thought that. So at least on the basis that he returned, on the basis that he was able to carry himself, it's a victory of some sort, for the APC. He made a speech afterwards, but it wasn't coherent. He was slurring, and the thoughts were not that coordinated. But nonetheless, you give it to them that Asiwaju is back, you understand, and it's promising to be more active, and it's promising to run a campaign. So you cannot write him off. I think that's the word. But having said that, I think a lot of antics were played by the APC, and they have to go and review their PR. Some of the pictures or some of the videos that were shown were dated, were not current videos. And if they want people to believe them, if they want to be credible as a incoming, taking over as a government, then they have to begin to speak the truth.
All right, let's go to the PDP now. The PDP crisis, aggrieved governors report Atiku to the BOT and lists peace conditions. And it says fresh details have emerged about the meeting between the Rivers State Governor Nyesom Wike and the selected members of the People's Democratic Party Board of Trustees when the latter visited him in Port Harcourt. Acting BOT Chairman Adolphus Wabara, former Minister of Special Duties and Intergovernmental Relations Taminu Turaki, and others in search of peace following lingering crisis that showed no sign of abating. However, there are indications that the BOT might advise the national chairman of the party, OHIU, to resign. Well, the game continues in the PDP, and we don't see this coming to an end anytime soon, as long as Wike is maintaining his stand. And he has so many people under him, some foot soldiers too.
You see, what I'm seeing in Nigerian politics, and I've seen in the US, but I'm not seeing in Nigerian politics, is the lack of ruthlessness. In the US, you might be my best friend, friend from the cradle. And when the interest of the party or the interest of the country is threatened, you're fired. It doesn't mean that behind the back you're not slapping your backs and doing having a tete-a-tete as the word might be, but you take a decision like that. And I've been really surprised that Atiku, that has been vice president of this country, an astute politician, the Turaki and the Waziri, you understand, he's been unable to bite the bullet, you understand, and convince Ayu, you understand, to resign. Of course he cannot sack him. And what has the BOT been doing for this long? They took a tentative step by asking, or rather, I don't know whether they encouraged, but the BOT chairman resigned. But beyond that, nothing has happened. And then I come to Ayu. Ayu used to be president of the Senate, I believe, at some point. I believe that Ayu would have been more astute. This is no longer about Ayu anymore. You understand? It has become about him, sorry. It shouldn't be about Ayu. It shouldn't be about Wike. It should be about the PDP and their chances of overthrowing APC, as it were, in the next election. And it's been reduced to Wike Ayu show. Well, Atiku sometimes playing a side show to it. An astute politician would say, okay, let me remove myself from the equation. You understand? So that we now deal with the issues and the principles and, focus on winning. But apparently, they're not prepared to go that way yet. So maybe the BOT will intervene and advise IU to do what Wiki and Co have been asking him to do.
Yeah, I really don't see anyone getting, in between Atiku and IU here. IU has promised Atiku about 7 million votes. He said God has chosen him as president for Nigeria.
Well, yes, but we'll see. Stranger things have happened in politics, but they seems to be tied together like sesame twins.
There's this narrative of IU resigning as the chairman of the party at this time, some months to the election. Will he spell doom to the party?
Well, it may not, but I think the position of Wiki and so on is that we must have balance. I think that's their extreme position. Well, not extreme, that's their position. We must have balance in the offices. But the position of some people is that, yes, we should have balance. But once Atiku wins, you understand, provided he wins, then of course IU will step down. In other words, they are saying he hasn't won yet. He's just a presidential candidate. So therefore, yes, we will get balance. But hold on a minute, you understand? Let him win as president, you understand, before you begin to ask for his resignation. But I think Wiki, you understand, has always had this agenda anyway. He's not been too happy since IU declared and congratulated Tambua, saying he saved the day. Wiki had made up his mind, you understand, that he would make it as difficult as possible for Atiku.
Or what's happening between Yaya Bello and Dangote?
Well, I do know from the reports,
cement.
Yes, about the cement that he wants to take over that cement, which Dangote, I believe, company has acquired or is running or whatever. I don't know the full details, but I would have thought that Yaya Bello has a lot on his plate. And a lot on his plate, we're not taking this very lightly. Is that a Lokoja, you understand, a large part of Kogi State are underwater. I think it's a terrible, abysmal, horrendous situation.
I think it borders on proper acquisition of, the cement company.
Yes.
About 20 years now.
Yes, it's gone on for some time. Yes, yes. And I think they're questioning the legitimacy and the legality of the process, from that point of view. But my own view is that Kogi has many problems. I'm not saying they should pursue it, but I think not enough focus has been shown towards the disaster that has occurred in Lokoja, whether it's as a result of climate change or inaction by the government. But there's something happening in Lokoja. It's underwater.
Prof, you see, a two-term governor who is in the twilight of his administration,
yes,
all of a sudden woke up,
yes,
and now thought of reacquiring Obajano from Dangote Cement.
That a two-term governor,
yeah, all of a sudden at the twilight of his administration, of his tenure,
no, but you have to remember,
woke up.
You have to remember that Kogi governor is different from the term is different from the others.
No, what I mean is, Yaya Bello,
I know,
is on his second term.
And it's on his second term, but
yeah.
he still has.
So why did he wait till now?
He still has a number of years. It's not like the other ones who are going to go in the next few months. So well, maybe all of a sudden his conscience is pricking him, and he decides that there's much more to be bargained. Yeah, but I know you're asking that question. Yaya Bello has never done things logically anyway. Remember that Yaya Bello thought that he had the mass population of this country supporting him to be the next president. So I really don't class Yaya Bello as a thinking politician or somebody that has logic to whatever he comes up with. He goes as it is.
That's your opinion, right? Because some of his foot soldiers believe that, he's been the best, governor around that place for some time now.
Well, but what's the level of governance? I'm sorry to say, what's the level of governance in Kogi? So if the level of governance hasn't been that good, then maybe the Yaya Bello is a star among so many.
There are strong indications that the federal government may have failed in its policy and regulatory direction towards harnessing existing 14,120 megawatts of exploitable hydropower despite the country's gross energy deficit.
Yes, but you know the problem that we have. We've always said it here. I mean, we generate, you understand? We're not generating enough, but we generate enough to ensure that we don't have the kind of tepid power that we are. But the problem has always been the transmission, and many of these transmission companies, you understand, we are not geared enough. They don't have the resources. Some of them don't have the expertise. So in other words, even when the federal government or through TCN, is that what we call it, when it does its job, you understand, still the generation, we generate 14 or whatever it is the transmission. But apart from that, why Why should we have one national grid? Why? What is it about having one national grid? Why shouldn't we be in a situation of having many national grids? The constitution has now been amended. It's not being effective, which will allow people, you understand, to generate much more than was earlier provided, and which will transfer it from the exclusive list to the concurrent list. So maybe it will no longer be the responsibility of the federal government, but responsibilities of local, state, and indeed any other tier of government that may arise. But I think the problem is structural. It's not just about the capacity and expertise of the federal government. It's about the structure of power generation in this country. I'm not sure there's any country in this world, as the size of Nigeria, you understand, that decides to centralize it in Oshogbo or wherever we centralize power generation and then the transmission itself.
I feel the question here also is that, are we exploiting sufficient sources of energy generation for the country?
No, because you know that solar is for us. Solar windmill could have been a very valuable source, but either we don't have the resources or the political will, and we've not even been looking at all. I think that's area that we should be exploiting. After all, we know that the non-renewable sources are declining. You understand? Gas is declining. You understand? Petrol is declining. You understand? And it will become much more expensive. You understand? To access to. So we should be looking for cheaper, long-term, and sustainable means.
We also have coal in Enugu.
Yes, we have coal. But you know the problem with coal, don't you? Coal is the carbon, whatever. Yeah. The carbon that...
Don't they still use it in the West?
Well,
they discourage us from using it. Don't they use it there?
Well, they closed a lot of stations, but now they're reopening it because of the
Russia-Ukraine crisis.
Yes.
All right, let's look at this headline before we go on a break. Federal government ASU appeal courts to deliver ruling on the National Industrial Court order today. Now, what will be the fate of ASU?
Well, first and foremost, it's an interlocutory injunction. In other words, they haven't dealt with the substantive suit. The appeal is not about the substantive suit. I think it's either that the appeal court orders them, you understand, to respect the injunction, or they say that the injunction in the first place was misconceived and should never have been put in place. Okay. Either way, I think the federal government and ASU are going to have to rethink their strategy. Because if ASU has to go back, then they have to obey the court order.
But they were told to settle out of court.
Yes, but they've refused to. Well, they've been unable to.
They've been unable
to. I think the intransigence on the federal government is that we're not going to pay these people for 8 months or 7 months because the law says we don't pay striking workers. And as you say, well, if you don't pay us that amount of money, you understand, then we're not even, nothing is going to happen.
Is it really a law for not paying striking workers?
The Trade Union, the Trade Disputes Act, the Trade Union Disputes Act actually says that if you strike, there's no pay. It is recognized all over the world.
Research institutes in Nigeria have been on strike since September last year.
But Nigeria has never really...
And they've been paid salaries.
Because Nigeria has never applied it evenly and equally. So there also has a point there. What applies to the geese, that should apply to the gander. So even though the law says it, Nigeria has never, consistently applied it. So people think that federal government is being a bit vindictive and applying it selectively.
All right.
It's also looking like Chris Ngige has taken this thing personal.
Of course he has taken it personal. You saw what happened in that meeting. Of course it wasn't really a smack, but you saw how he
showed
that looked like a smack actually, Prof. That looked like a smack actually.
Yeah, but
these are
let's just give him the benefit of it that it was a show, right?
But I've taken it personal.
All right, we'll go on a break now. And when we come back, the newspaper review continues. Stay tuned, no go away.
A mother's love is unconditional. Nothing serves this love better than a bowl of Indomie. So, show some love with Indomie.
Big mommy, add that bokoto we go senior school. Put 2 roundabout. Anoint the package with that slim thick shaki and
Uncle, no vexo. Which teeth you want use eat all this orishi? That your teeth will be like we have motor jam truck. You know they worry you again.
That one na before. All thanks to the new Close-Up Complete Fresh Protection.
That's right. The new Close-Up Complete Fresh Protection toothpaste gives you complete oral protection with fluoride and antibacterial zinc to keep your teeth strong, prevent tooth holes, holes, and fight bacteria.
Please have to go buy my own new Close-Up Complete Fresh Protection toothpaste.
Close-Up Complete Fresh Protection for your important oral care needs. Available in a blue gel.
Every time, you people be telling me to like free things, Be missing jare. But I find you where they're giving free drinks. If there's free food, you'll be there. Oh. If they're sharing free money, you're on the queue too. Forget. We all love good things. Even now that Jumia is doing free delivery, it's the same you and I that are enjoying it. On every order above 1,999 naira, you'll enjoy free delivery in Lagos and Ibadan. So, shop on Jumia today. Jumia, your everyday delivered.
Every kid is amazing at something. Give them amazing day. Amazing day instant cereal. Give them amazing day. Same calcium as a glass of milk. For healthy bones and teeth. Excellent source of protein. For daily growth and strength. Calcium, protein, vitamin A, dietary fiber.
Golden Penny Amazing Day Instant Cereal. Feed their amazing.
You're listening to 32 FM 94.9.
Welcome back from the commercial break, 32 FM 94.9.
All right, we'll take some messages on Facebook this morning.
All right, on Facebook, the federal government is not taking seriously or security seriously at all, because if they are proactive enough, the victims of the Kaduna Abuja train attack could have been saved. Well, I'll come back to that. Fuel subsidy will continue till the end of this administration, and even for other administration to come. This administration promised that this December the refineries will be functional. Is there anything on ground to believe this administration? Okay, General Babatunde there.
All right, Raji Afiz Abiola on Facebook says the arrival of Tinubu to Nigeria, this will no doubt nullify all rumors. The death news of Ashiwaju, he's coming back will boost the morale of the APC as a party. Okay, and he went on and on. Timothy Okorie is saying, how can a party full of lies, deceit and propaganda govern Nigeria? Nigerians are not fools. How can APC be sending outdated pictures and videos to portray that Tinubu is healthy? We have come of age. We know the truth. That's Timothy Okorie there.
The lines to call to join the conversation: 0809 7000 949, 0906 2000 949, and 0705 5000 949. Hello.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
This is Comrade John Freddy, calling from you. An issue of
Kindly turn down the volume on your radio so we can hear ourselves better.
all right, can you hear me better now?
Yes.
Okay, an issue of APC. I just want everyone to understand that a presidential candidate or a party have ruled Nigeria for 8 years. They are now 8 years now. And the lies they told us in 2015 still persist. See, now, telling us that Tinubu is reading a newspaper, is that a campaign or is that a justification of his hiding himself? So I know this APC government are full of lies. And PDP, a party that ruled for 16 years, and they are now contesting again without being won the president, and they have started sharing money within themselves. What should we expect when they emerge? I want every Nigeria to know that we need new blood. Like somebody like Peter Obi, we need new blood that can change the narrative. Good morning.
All right, good morning.
Thank you for calling.
0705 5000 949, 0809 7000 949. Those youths protesting in Ibadan against the FCC. What is this country turning to? Sulaiman Sharif.
All right, I want to take that story from the community-based paper in Oyo State. That's
Take it. Hello, good morning.
All right.
I'm quite agree with Professor Jedoko saying that our hope is in the hand of God. But let me tell you the truth. I feel like Tinubu has what it takes to become president of this country come 2023. The man is highly intelligent, very skillful. So we need someone like him to become president come 2023. Thank you.
All right.
He's declared his hand. I know that he's a restructuring, expert, but anyway, we can take our positions.
All right, there's this story. Yesterday in Ibadan, some youths protested against the EFCC. Was based on the illegal arrest of youths in Ibadan. And some persons in their numbers protested, describing it as an incessant arrest by officers of the EFCC. And they went round Ibadan.
Hello?
Okay, let's pick this call. Hello, good morning.
Benin is on the line. I just want to Peter Obi, when it comes to corruption, who is a saint compared to Peter Obi. When Peter Obi was a governor of Anambra State, he diverted $12 million government money into family business. So Tinubu is the best for Nigeria. Thank you.
All right, hello. Can we? Okay, I wanted to engage here, and I want to ask you: these figures you came up with, do you have proofs? Do you have evidence of these figures? You see, when you call into a program and you want to make contributions, make sure you have your facts and figures right. Hello, good morning.
I think we have been bordering on slander there. We need to be very careful.
Hello?
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Okay, from
All right.
On ASU strike, one thing I'm certain of is if Nigerian universities were averagely in standard from, at least some universities, they wouldn't have gone on strike in the first instance. Then I'm more worried. Today makes it 208 days that these students have been prevented from doing any activities. And not even one person in the APC is worried that this may affect their re-election in 2023. It shows one thing. They don't care about the plight of Nigerians and they do not prioritize education. When Jonathan failed, we associated its failure to the PDP and itself. So now that President Buhari has failed, it becomes natural for Nigerians to associate its failure to the APC and itself. They have a child, they've not properly taken care of that child, and you are going ahead to give birth to more children. That's what happened with this Konwa. And Konwa, the same thing that is making ASU to go on strike, very soon they will also go on strike. Good morning.
All right, thank you, Balkis. Good morning. What did Tinubu say, or why did he say your hope is back? Does he mean the hope of the people is dead and only coming to revive it? Prof?
What?
I like that response.
I was distracted. No, that's actually for a moment. I was distracted for a moment.
Hello, good morning.
Napping.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Hello?
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Richard Olani is my name.
All right, go on, Richard.
See, I just want to contribute on this issue of Tinubu. People have said a lot, and I think attention should be shifted away from Tinubu and focus on who is going to give us this stuff now. Unfortunately, most of the people that criticize this man that are talking about themselves, I'm sorry to say this, they are from the south, southeast, and core east. So they've made this thing look like we want our man this time around. Anybody that comes from any other place, they must find something to say about it. I think they should leave Tinubu alone. We have had cases whereby elderly people still live and younger people are dying. So it's not a matter, everything is in God's hands. We should just leave God with Tinubu and every other person that is contesting. If you say somebody is having a US, somebody that doesn't have an US can have an accident and die, can have a plane crash and die. So let's leave this man and let's focus on what is more important. And on the other side, I want to say, we are in the system. We knew that ASU and federal government, they have been party before. But at this time, they are having problems with each other. That's why they are fighting each other. So let's leave them and let the court and maybe the arbitration panel, let them take
All right.
Take it up from there.
Thank
you very
you.
much.
Thank you for your contribution. Good morning to you. Hello.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Oladi Polwole from Shoko area of Ibadan.
Okay.
Morning.
Well, I think it is high time Wike Atiku IU PDP issue got downplayed by the press. Since the PDP and Atiku have moved on with the campaign, so if Wike and co felt otherwise, why can't they leave the party instead of all these distractions and press propaganda by them? Thank you very much.
All right,
Thank
thank
you.
you for calling.
Mr. Oladipo. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Hi, good morning.
Yeah. On the issue of Atiku and federal government.
What's your name, please?
If you're devoting federal government and that, so please drop their ego for the interest of our students. And they are appealing to the... Hello?
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Your name and where you're calling from?
Hello? Hello?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Good morning. My name is Adelaya. First of all, let me just talk about the ASU crisis. I've been listening to comment and all the likes briefly. I also went to school and they have issues where these ASU guys go to Abuja to liaise with the federal government and they come back without solving their problem, which means money bags has been going on, exchange of money transactions, why they kept silent for so long and the whole thing piled up to what we have now. And that is for the crisis we are having, corruption all over the system. No doubt about it. They have their differences. They want to solve it. They want to do this. They want to do that. But in time past, there's been nothing like that. Even the time of Obasanjo and the likes, where these issues were not rectified, they are just piling up to what we have now. Thank God, the Buhari system might not want to allow the kind of exchange of funds that they expected to be seen. And that is where we are now. So let's go back to history.
All right.
Let's go back to what has happened in the past before we decided to talk about what is going on at the moment. And the Nigerian system itself, politically and every other thing, I think we should encourage or we should clamor for the federal government to introduce history back to our curriculums.
All right, Prof, will be rounding off now. But before we go, less than 150 days to the elections. We've not had issue-based campaigns. All we've been having is propaganda. And it seems like the politicians have institutionalized propaganda as a form of campaign in Nigeria.
Yes, I think you're being unfair to the politician. The campaign only started about a week ago. So let's give it time. I'm sure that issues will come up. But having said that, what's the distinguishing factor between the political parties? What's the distinguishing factor between the political parties? There's hardly any. So when there's no distinguishing factor, then tittle-tattle, you understand, fashion parade, and the lot becomes the order of the day. Yes.
You didn't react to the story of the boys.
The boys who...
Yes. Yeah. Well, I think that it would be very unfair to characterize them as anything other than, just youths. Yes. Okay. Because at the end of the day, it is the courts that can determine whether people are Yahoo or whether they're into high-tech or whether they're into whatever they are into.
Speaking with some of them yesterday, they said they do legitimate jobs.
Yes.
However, when they move on the streets, police officers or EFCC burst them and starts harassing them.
A lot of them have been demonized. Of course, there are criminals amongst them, as there are criminals amongst white-collar and any other profession. But a lot of them have been demonized, and tactics of police are anti-democratic, unconstitutional. A lot of times, they seize their phones, they access their phones without even reasonable grounds and so on and so forth. So I think they have a justification. Let them follow the due course when the police arrest them. But they shouldn't be treated as if they are lesser citizens than others.
Thank you, Prof, for Jadokon for showing up today. I'm Olutayo Ogunade. Thank you, dear listener, and have a beautiful Friday.
I am CHIKE. OGBOGU. Enjoy your weekend.
The views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the guest analyst and do not necessarily reflect the recommendations or perspectives of